It soon became clear that the Serbs had slaughtered thousands of Bosnian men and buried them in mass graves.
Being a Tutsi was a crime deserving of death.
A human rights group says 21 mostly migrant workers live there, working shifts of up to 16 hours under conditions of slavery.
Genocide committed by the so-called Islamic State, or ISIL, against Yazidis in Syria and Iraq.
In 5 years of war, more than 250,000 people have lost their lives. That includes 4,500 children in Aleppo alone.
Venezuela has banned protests that could disturb or affect Sunday's controversial election for a new constituent assembly.
What I would do is to urge Congress to restore the death penalty by hanging.
What do all these stories have in common? They are all infringements of basic human rights. The idea of human rights is not a new concept either. A range of charters have been written throughout history to protect the people and prevent the state from abusing the power. From the English Magna Carta in 1215, the French Declarations on the Rights of Man and Citizens in 1789, the US Constitution and Bill of Rights in 1791, and the establishment of the International Labour Organizations in 1919 to protect the rights of the workers. The Second World War from 1939 to 1945, taking the lives of over 50 million people, then encouraged the world to place more of an emphasis on the protection of human rights to prevent such a catastrophe from occurring. The need for a Charter for Human Rights was addressed in President Franklin Roosevelt's State of the Union Address in 1941.
Freedom of speech and expression everywhere in the world,
and was brought into the United Nations process in 1945. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR, was then drafted and adopted by the 56 member of the United Nations in 1948. Some drafters are coming from the Arab world as well as from Asia. So if there is any notion that Western value is actually dominating the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that's completely baseless and wrong. Now, there are a range of organizations focused on human rights advocacy, leading a myriad of human rights rallies around the world, but despite the progress, this is still happening. Over 60 million people were displaced from their homes worldwide. Over 122 countries torture or ill-treat people. Over 300,000 children under 18 are being exploited as child soldiers. 246 million children are forced to work. 27 million humans are currently being trafficked. 1.2 billion people live on less than $1.25, with over 770 million in Asia. 18,848 people were on death row at the end of 2016. It is the state's duty to respect, protect, and fulfill the rights of the people, and they are not doing a good enough job.